Radio Biafra.
Live on
Radio Biafra.
Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. This is a very special announcement this evening. This is Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB all over the world, and by the grace of Chukwukika Biama, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Earlier today, the 14th of February 2019, I received confirmation from our team that all of our preconditions placed before those seeking us to call off the election have been met. And in view of that, I hereby lift the boycott of the elections. IPOB was very steadfast. We have fought a very good battle. We have made it very clear to all and sundry that we are very, very determined. And this is victory for IPOB and victory for emancipation of Biafra. We said it from the beginning. Nobody should expect us to participate in any form of elections unless our demands are met. And I'm glad to tell you this evening that they have acceded to our demands and it will be fully implemented. I therefore ask each and every one of you to take this very good news to all our towns and our villages that the boycott has been lifted. That we may all go about on the 16th to discharge whatever duty that we have or whatever allegiance that we owe to any particular individual or groups of individuals. Never again will they take IPOB for granted, and never again will people underestimate our resolve and our resilience. We have showed it to them today, and we shall continue to demonstrate it until Biafra is completely restored. I thank you very much, and may Chukwukika Biama be with each and every one of you. Good evening from London.
Obodo kenenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Kani kenebenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Amadike Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Ikakugo ndilo yo, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Ebelebe bolo na
There is only one indigenous broadcaster truly and genuinely championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. This is Radio Biafra, RBL, the first, the best and the last.
Good evening, fellow Biafrans, men and women of goodwill and of good conscience. This is a very live broadcast discipline on the 14th of February 2019. We are live from London, and earlier in the last few minutes, you heard the voice of our Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, ably briefing and updating the people of Biafra on the development so far. Our stance on the boycott of the zoo election was indeed projected on a condition that they met our demand. And like our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has indicated, they have come back to us. And it is therefore very pertinent that Biafrans understand the direction we are going. I'm joined by a cross-section of eminent members of the Directorate of State, led by our indefatigable Mazi Nnamdi, and of course in company with the hardcores who are on this platform. And they're going to speak to you, eminent Biafrans, one by one. I'm going to the line now. Can you hear me, the head of Directorate?
Yes, Mazi Nnamdi, I can hear you. Am I coming out clear, please?
Yes, I can. Good evening from here, and welcome to the program. Biafrans are listening.
Thank you so much, Mazi Nnamdi. Good evening, great Biafrans all over the world. Good afternoon, good morning, a good night to you, depending on your time zone at this very moment. My name is Mazi Nnamdi. I come from Ihoma. Ihoma is in Olo province of Biafra land. And by the grace of Eze Chukwokika Abiyama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the Directorate of State as the head of Directorate. Yes, like Mazi Nnamdi just said a couple of minutes ago, we heard the voice of the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with a very special announcement which he just made and informed the wider family of Biafrans of the development. And from us here in the Directorate, we want to ask Biafrans to, of course, as we always are known and worthy of, to heed the instruction and the directive that has been given by our leader, Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as the election boycott has been lifted, because as he always told us that any day and any time our demands are met, he will personally come on air and lift up the election boycott in Biafra land. And we want to let you know, great Biafrans, that we are marching forward to our homeland as that demands that was made for the benefit of Biafrans has been, of course, acceded to by those who wish and who desire that Biafrans should call off this boycott. And we have done that. And therefore, all Biafrans take note of that. As subsequently the day is coming, details shall be made available to all of you. I would not take much of your time, but what you have to do, as Oyendu has announced, we are asking and directing Biafrans in Biafra land to take note of that instruction that has come from him. And I say, may Chukwokika Abiyama bless all of you. May Chukwu Kikabema continue to strengthen all of you, continue to guide all of you, continue to abide with each and every one of you as you have remained steadfast. You have remained very, very committed, very firm in our belief in following the ideologies and principles of IPOB as laid down by our leader, Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want to go from here and ask some of the members of the directorate to also address Biafrans briefly. Mazi Mefo, thank you so much. And may Chukwu Kikabema continue to guide and bless and empower you as you continue to deputize for our leader and as you continue to anchor this program on Radio Biafra. Ndewo watching.
Thank you very much, Ndeo.
I will go straight to the Secretary General of the Directorate of State, if he is here with me, Dr. in the person of Dr. Okado. Let me see if he's here. Well, I think he's not in at the moment, but then after that, let me go to the African rep, Mazi Onyibe. Can you hear me, Mazi Onyibe, please?
Yes, sir, loud and clear, Mazi Chika. The same wonderful evening to you from here in Biafra land. I want to first of all appreciate our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Prince of Afari Beku, the man who it took more than 6 decades for any Biafran to be able to stand up and speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people. I must thank the Almighty Creator who has kept him strong, who have kept him focused, who have given him good health above all, delivering him from the hand of the security murderous agent of the zoo called Nigeria. That notwithstanding, I must also proceed to appreciate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as it is. Mazi Uche Mefo, the Deputy Supreme Leader, of course, of the indigenous people of Biafra. He said that for you to see a successful man, there is always a woman. And I must say, I will take my time to say, he stood by our leader, and that is why we are here, where we have found ourselves. And above all, Chukwu Kikabema must be praised in everything we do here. And so before I will say one or two things in regard or more clarification to the announcement our leader has made so far, Chukwu Kikabema must be praised, for it is he who lives in heaven and presides over the affair of man. Anyị na-aja gị mma o, n'ihi na ị mara mma o, ịhụnanya anyị na gị, obiọma gị, o juru anya daji o, inwe gị mgbanwe o, ọ dịghị onye dị ka gị, ịbụ Alpha na Omega, anyị niile na-asị na ịdị mma o. And so by the special grace of God, I remain George Unibe. George Unibe is from Agbo province in Delta State, Biafra land. And by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabema, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of the African rep and the Nigerian international coordinator, and also a member of the DOS. It is not a matter of long story this evening, but rather to call upon Biafrans wherever you are. Most of us in African continent, in particular those in Biafra land, west of the zoo, north of the zoo, our people must understand that at this very moment, the Nigerian people have been able to meet all the demands. Every demand they have met with them. And as such, we do not have any reason why we must proceed to boycott the election. But we have been ordered by IPOB leadership to stand down. Boycotting of the election is no longer a concern at this moment. We will leave Nigerians to their own, while we wait for them to do that which they have agreed to do. Until then,
Right, appears we are losing contact, but we have to go back to the line. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. So like I was, I must appreciate every Biafran, most especially those of us in Biafra land, who has worked assiduously to ensure that this very election would have been boycotted. But then the journey still continues. Everybody stand down. Allow Nigerians to do their election while we wait for them to meet their own part of the bargain. Our destination is Biafra restoration. Our destination is Biafra. Our home is Biafra. And Biafra is the reason why we are here. Biafra is the reason why our people have died. Biafra is the reason why we are being marginalized, because of the resources. That is.
Mazi Nnamdi, are you on air? Because Mazi, your voice is coming on out, and Mazi Onyibe is still speaking. I don't know.
Continue with what you're saying. There is no problem. Go ahead.
Okay. So by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, like our supreme leader has said, it is clear, and I believe all of us understand the stage we are. We are not going to boycott the election any longer while we wait for them to do their Nigerian thing and meet the terms our leader has given to them, which they have promised to meet all the conditions given to them. But if tomorrow, peradventure, they decide to do the way they always do, and then we will know where we'll start from there. But Biafrans must understand that we have always been in good hand. We will continue to be in good hand, because there is nothing Nigerians can do to be able to wipe out or cancel their iniquity and atrocity against us as a people. So one way or the other, there is a junction after junction, and we will be waiting for them. But until then, the order of our supreme leader, the instruction from our supreme leader is stand this way. I remain George Unibe, and I will stand aside for all the continental rep and member of directorate to also pass their message across to Biafrans all over the world, so that they will understand that this information is coming from IPOB leadership.
I am not sure. Can you hear me? Why it appears we are losing contact, not very sure what's going on, but this is a live broadcast all the way from London, and Mazi Nnamdi has been saying one or two things, and we have to reconnect. We are having some issues with connectivity here, and we will have to go back to them. Very important. This is a live broadcast on this evening of the 14th of February 2019. We are live from London, reaching you wherever you are on this planet Earth. And we're going back to the line. Mazi Nnamdi
in North America.
Yeah, Mazi Nnamdi, there was a disconnection here. You may have to recap.
I have not said long. I'm just in the process of introducing myself. For the interest of the listeners, again, my name is Obidio Bienu. I am from Oba. Oba is in Onitsha province. Currently, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as the North American rep. But I do prefer the primary servant in America. But what we do, because what we do here is service. So I greet you from here. It is afternoon from here in Los Angeles. And I say greetings to all Biafrans who are listening. But before I move on, I must bless the name of God for this day. I must thank Him for the lives of all Biafrans, starting from our leader to the deputy, to the head of directorate of state, to the teams, from the legal prayer teams, media team, writers, name it. And who will I not mention?
Right. I think we are having some connection issues here. Can you hear me?
For your resilience and your commitment to serving your people. God in heaven must take all the glory because He is here to save His people. I thank God Almighty for this day that we are sitting right here now, getting this positive information that the stakeholders have agreed to meet our demands. And we thank Him for that improvement and the good news, I will call it. Thank you, Heavenly Father. It's in Yeshua's name I have prayed. He said, dear friends, I'm not here to make any announcement again, but to reinforce what has been said by our leader, our deputy, our African rep, that the election boycott has been lifted. As such, every Biafran who wishes to vote in Biafra land is free to vote a party of his choice. And this decision is taken because the stakeholders have agreed to meet with our demands. And as you all know, right from day one, when our leader announced this election boycott, he has continued to say that any time if they want him to call off this election boycott, that they should meet the demands, our demands. And this afternoon, we came down with a good news that they have agreed, the stakeholders have agreed to meet our demands. So nothing more to it, to comply. And I'm also here to remind dear friends that we have a leader, and we have one leader. As such, we must obey. Obedience, they say, is the only key to happiness. I recall several years ago when I joined my leader, he said something very touchy and very significant. That Biafra, the coming of Biafra, is the last miracle on earth. And when he said this, what I remember when he said this is that the first miracle was accomplished. First miracle was accomplished by simple obedience. No murmur. When the mother of our Lord Yeshua confronted him about the wine that was no more, that were no more in the wedding ceremony. And he told him that there's no more wine here. And most of us have heard what our Lord Yeshua replied to mother. Mother, what have I to do with you right now? Why are you bugging me, Mama? And Mary, the mother of Jesus, left without comment, without saying anything. And she went to the disciples and said to them, whatever he asks you to do, do it. Before bonus, you know me, yeah. And that's how they came down with a lot of pots of wine. And the party geared up again, and they began to enjoy themselves. Now, when our leaders said that Biafra is the last miracle, I thought the Biafrans ought to copy the same framework, the same theory, the same thing, in order for this to happen. Because we have known, we see how we have been ignored by everyone. The only thing that will take us to that mighty hand of God to perform this last miracle is simple of disobedience. So I all dear friends, to do the same. Do what you're being asked to do. Before I'm going to ask you, man, yeah. Our final destination is Biafra. So, come 16th of February, our leader has said it, that the ban, the election boycott has been lifted. Biafrans are free to vote for the party of their choice. And this is where I'm going to leave it. Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi, and thank you to all Biafrans who are listening. May God in heaven continue to keep our leader and all of us until we get to our destination. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi Obienu. And I go back to the head of directorate to continue with the conducting of this discussion this evening or contribution.
Yes, thank you, Mazi. And I will move down to Asia and ask or request the Asian rep, if he is here, if you can hear me, Mazi Oskokeke, please come on and take the mic and briefly. Mazi Okeke, you are on mute. If you can hear me, please come on air.
Hello, Maz, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Maz. Our HND. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. My name still remains Mazi Okeke Oscar, by special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. I'm your brother, as Asia rep. And I'm from Nanka. Nanka is in Orumba North. Orumba North is in Okta province, Biafran land. I want to use this opportunity to thank our able leader, Mazi, our schooling leader, Mazi Nnamdi, and also our deputy leader, Mazi Uchemefo. I really appreciate your handwork and everything you people have been doing so far in this struggle. I'm really so happy and what you have been doing. Before I proceed, I must say it the way it is. You know, in the Bible, so I'm more of this where me for but from information I gathered and also from what I had been seeing, and also I'm using this opportunity to advise all IPOB worldwide, because I know a lot of us, I speak, many people have been asking a lot of questions. But I want to assure all IPOB worldwide and people in Asia, IPOB Asia, if we have faith in our own, we don't need to think twice or making any complaint or asking much question. It's our spirit leader. He lead by Chukwu Abiyama. Even if we have a millions of questions to ask or whatever, let us believe our leaders.
Mazi, I think we need to make it very brief. And
Okay.
if you need more briefing, you will have to get it. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So the announcement, as we said, we have called off the election boycott, or rather we have lifted it up. So all IPOB worldwide, especially those people in the Biafran land, it's left for us to choose, as my colleagues have earlier on said, to choose whosoever we want to vote. Everything will depend on individual. Whosoever we plan, whosoever we desire to vote, we can go ahead and vote that person. So I'm not here to talk much because I believe whatever our spring leader said and the other my colleagues have said it all. So I'm here to reaffirm on what they have said and also to say it the way other people have said it, for us to understand and the reason for us to understand our demands have been met. So IPOB worldwide and IPOB, especially those one in Biafra land, it's left for us to vote whosoever we want. I will be standing by our deputy leader and also our head to continue for other my colleagues to say it the way it is. There one.
There were Mazi, Keke. And from Asia, I want to move down to Australia. If Mazo Former can hear me, Mazo Former, please take the mic.
Thank you, HOD. Biafrans and friends of Biafra, good morning from here. My name is Mazi Nnamdi, and I reside here in Canberra, Australia, capital. I thank our leader. I thank Mazi Mefo. And above all, we give praises to Chukwu Abiyama. He made a day like this possible for us to come and announce this great news to our people. Biafrans and friends of Biafra, I want to use this opportunity to add my voice from the earlier breaking news our leader just broadcast a couple of minutes ago. They have met our demand. It's of no need for us to boycott in the election. We are going to allow them to vote whatever way they wanted to, because civil disobedience is the key. And we follow the path of a civil disobedience. Consistency. Focus on that goal. Just like a laser. Laser beam wants to cut, it points red, straight, with the heat. Drill the hole or cut the metal into two, the same as IPOB. We have our destination, we have our target, and we are consistency. We don't divert left or right, straight. And above all, we trust our leader, Mazi Nnamdi. He's won several occasions. He hasn't betrayed us. Rather, he said we are the ones that are going to betray him. And I've been following him for many years now. And I haven't seen him deviate. He stands to restore Biafra. Anything he told us to do, please, Biafrans, we should listen to him and do it accordingly. There are some information are privilege. It's not no, but perhaps now that time might not be the right time to give you such information. So whatever you hear from this radio, from our leader Mazi Nnamdi, take it as a gospel truth, because he can never deviate from this Biafran restoration project. Without wasting time, I thank all the people, the Biafrans, the volunteers, the media teams, everybody that made it possible that our campaign for boycott, sit at home, possible. May Chukwu Okabioma reward you sevenfold. And may we continue. It's not the end. They have met our demand. We continue until everything is implemented. That is the way. And our destination is that Biafra. Thank you once again. And thank you, Mazi Uchemefo. And thank you, Heshodi. I'm signing off from here.
Thank you very much, Mazi Former. God bless you and family.
Yes, Mazi Former, thank you for that. I want to move down to Europe and ask and request Mazi Osinabayim, if you can hear me, to please briefly come on air. Mazi Abayim, if you can hear me.
Yes, Onyisi Mazi Doziem, good evening from here. And Mazi Mefo, good evening. Good evening to you all, Biafrans, all over the world, and the member of Directorate of States. Today is a very special day for us in our history as a people, and I'm glad to be a part of this team to announce to you, Biafrans, of the new development in our struggle. My name is Mazi Austin Okuchukwu Abanyim. I come from Amike. Chukwu is in Olu province of Biafra land, and by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of European representative. And it is very, very an honor to serve Biafran nation in this point in time. Following the new development in our struggle and the announcement that was made previously by our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are here to solidify the information he has just passed to Biafrans all over the world. I am talking especially to Biafrans in Biafra land and those in Europe under my jurisdiction, those who have been working assiduously by making sure that election boycott will be a successful one, as we have always done in the past. Now, I want to tell you categorically that we are going to stop the campaign to boycott upcoming election on the 16th of February, being Saturday 2019, because our demands have been met. More details will be made known to you later on, but just for you to hear that this information is coming from the apex leadership of IPOB worldwide. And I, as the European representative, telling you from my own point of view that you must adhere to this instruction coming from the leadership that the election boycott cannot continue anymore, because our leader has always made it clear to every one of us who are ardent listeners to his broadcast that our boycott has always been conditional, and that condition has been made today. So we will continue to keep you informed regarding the development, and all you have to do is to follow suit. As always, have trust in the leadership. Nnamdi Kanu has never disappointed you in the past, and he will never disappoint in the future. So also are the members of the directorate who are working assiduously to make sure that our people attain to their desired freedom and liberation from the shackles of slavery and servitude in our own land. Therefore, having said that, I want to thank Chukwu Kabiama for making it possible for us to be alive to witness this historic day today, and pray that you, Biafrans who are working assiduously for the restoration of our nation, Biafra, shall all live to witness the restoration of Biafra and enjoy the fruit of your labor now and forevermore. In Chukwuka Abiyama's name I pray. He said, Mazi Doziem and our Deputy Leader Mazi Nnamdi, I'm standing by for now. Thank you for the opportunity given to me to talk to our people tonight. Bye-bye for me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi Abayin, the European rep there, speaking to Biafrans. I go back to the head of Directorate, Mazi Nnamdi, to, of course, continue with the president.
And from Europe, I move down to Middle East and request the Middle East continental rep to please take the microphone. Mazi Muru Chinasa, if you can hear me, Mazi Muru.
Yes, HOD, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mazi.
Yeah, good evening, dear friends, and good evening, our Deputy Leader Mazi Uchemefo. This evening,
Leaving from here.
Yeah, this evening, dear friends, as you are hearing from all members of the directorates, but before I say anything more, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mazi Chinasa Nworu. I am from Umiroma. Umiroma is in Okengwa community, in Obingwa local government, in Aba province. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as the Middle East continental representative. And I am so delighted this evening to speak to you all after our leader have announced to you all the latest development in our struggle, that we are going to call off the boycott of the election come 16th February 2019. Dear friends, it is a good omen for our struggle. It is something that delights many of us, because first in history, that a group, an IPOB, that people called all kinds of names, that we are miscreants, we can be able to wrestle the zoo to the ground, and we can be able to bring them on the table, and our demands are met. This is an applause for the struggle, and it is something to be proud of. Biafrans should know that we are not letting them down. For our leader to come on air to lift up this boycott means we have got something for our people, we have got something for our generation, we have got something even for our enemies. We all have to pray that everything that has been agreed, all the things they have agreed, that they will follow that path of peace and that path of gentleness to fulfill all they have, the demands they have made. They know when they fail, they know the repercussion of failing IPOB. They know the repercussion of going against what they have agreed. Therefore, dear friends, we call all of you. We continue to do our best in our struggle. Calling off the boycott election does not mean our struggle is over. In a struggle like this, in a struggle for independence, in a struggle for freedom, there is a time for negotiation. There is a time that you will come on table. There is a time when you will say, let us see what the enemy is talking. But we thank Chukwuka Abiyama for touching the heart of our leader and touching the hearts of all those who engage in this negotiation. And I'm happy that they have brought something good for the indigenous people of Biafra. Something that even those who are fighting against us, it will benefit their families. So we urge everyone, every Biafran, on 16th of February, you can go about your normal businesses. We are not forcing you to go and vote for anybody, but we are boycotting the election because all our demands are met. All our demands has been met. Therefore, Biafrans, for all of you in the Middle East, whom I have been talking to one time or the other to talk to your people at home, if you have any question that you need to be clarified, please do not hesitate to contact me. I will clarify you to tell you the reason. As our leader have said that our demand has been met. If you need more information, please contact me and I will give you some clarification. Thank you, Mazime, for this evening, and thank you, HOD, and thank you, Biafrans, for giving this leadership, the Directorate of Indigenous People of Biafra, to always serve you. We are always here for you. We cannot let you people down. Your pain is our pain. Your cry is our cry. We have lost a lot of people in the struggle. We have lost a lot of our people. Many of our youth have disappeared. And for that reason, we can never negotiate anything that will not benefit the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you once more, Biafrans. And may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless all of you, guide all of you as we move on in this journey. May no one be fed up. May everyone be strengthened that in the end, all of us shall gather and rejoice for the restoration of Biafra. He say.
Thank you very much, Mazi Nnamdi.
He said to your prayer, Mazi Nnamdi, thank you so much. And let me come back to Europe, and I am going to Germany. If Madam Nenayanya can hear me, please, Miss Anya, come on briefly to take the mic.
Yeah, good evening, dear friends, IPOB family members, our friends, those that love freedom, including our enemies. I welcome you all tonight to this special broadcast today, the 14th of February, 2019. First, I need to introduce myself. My name is Nenayanya. I am from Ihechiowa in Umuahia province in Biafra land. And I am the head of Finance Department of Indigenous People of Biafra. I'm sure we all heard when our leader spoke this evening. And when he says something, we all just have to carry out the instruction. The ban on election boycott lifted, and we all stand with him. Whoever, those that we are dealing with, and I'm sure when you all listened during our leaders' broadcast, he said they must meet our demands. And if they do, we'll call off the boycott. That's what he said. And that they have done. Therefore, we've called off the boycott. And I want you all to trust the leadership of IPOB. We have never failed. I know some of you will be asking, yes, what is this demand? Yeah, what is it? We want to see it. Trust. Just trust. Because we can never take you astray. For our leader to come on air and say that, it means it's for our own interest.
Right.
That when we say something, that they do what we demand. So please, I'm not going to say much. Rather, what others have said before, the boycotts on the 16th has been lifted. I thank all of you tonight for listening. Day one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sayan, for that.
Yes, and we are still here in Europe. Let me go to Ireland and request Mazi Azayoba. If you can hear me, Mazoba, please come on air briefly and take the mic. Mazi Azayoba, are you there? You are on mute. Check your mic, please.
Yes, good evening, HOD. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening. Thank you very much. And good evening, Mazi, for the Deputy Leader of Indigenous People of Biafra. And I just want to greet everyone. Thank you very much. I just want to greet, first of all, the leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the Supreme Leader himself, Mazi Nnamdi, Kanu, and all the members of the Directorate that are serving along with our indefatigable leader. I want to again to greet Biafrans worldwide for your tenacity and your commitment up until this very moment. And before I say one or two things over the things that have come up this afternoon or this evening, as the case may be, I have to once again introduce myself. My name is Isaiah, but I come from Ihazo, in our province, and I reside here in the Republic of Ireland, serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the capacity of Deputy European Rep. Biafrans worldwide, I don't want to be repeating what all my colleagues have said here, other than, you have heard it from the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been leading us for all this while now. And there's no battle that we have been confronted with and we have not defeated or emerged victorious. So far, you can imagine after our leader coming this afternoon, did the final onslaught on the enemy and bring them into submission. So therefore, that's another victory on the path of IPOB. We have fought vigorously all these years in thick and thin up on this very moment. We have never been given up. We have never capitulated in any ways. We never ever thinking of retreating, neither to surrender in this struggle for Biafra restoration. I just want to assure you that victory is very near. As our leader have said, the boycott of election in the Nigerian sect has been lifted. So that does not mean that all the activities of IPOB will be subsided. No. Every activity IPOB is being known for, I believe, remains the same. Have your zonal meetings, continue with your national meetings, continue with your unit meetings. Everything still remains in place. So In that case, all we are boycotting, all we are reassuring you is that the election boycott has been lifted and every other thing that we are doing remains in place. I just want to thank the leadership of IPOB in general, national coordinators, zonal coordinators, principal officers, secretaries, treasurers, in any capacity you have found yourself serving IP, volunteers, every one of you have done well. Still remain loyal to this struggle, still remain loyal to the leadership of IPOB, still remain loyal to the supreme leader of IPOB. Definitely, you can see there is a light sprinkling up at the end of the tunnel. This is all I have for you this evening. Thank you very much, everybody. Remain resolute, and may Chukwu Kabiama continue to bless our leader, bless our deputy, bless every IPOB member, wherever you find yourself. In Chukwu Kabiama's name, I pray. Thank you very much, Deputy Leader, and the HOD, and the hand back the microphone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the Deputy EU National Mazi Oba. Thank you very much.
Yes, and from there, I'm going down to South Africa to request the regional representative, Mazi Obiuku, please, to come on air, if you can hear me. And briefly, please, Mazi Obiuku.
HOD, good evening.
Good evening, Mazi.
Deputy Director, I greet you in the name of Chukwu Kabiama. My name still remains Mazi Chukwu Obiuku, by special grace of Chukwu Kabiama. I'm a member of DOS. I serve as PLO and Southern African Legion Coordinator. Biafrans all over the world, I welcome you this opportunity. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. As we are hearing the earlier of our leader, our spirit leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have said this evening, and he always said, whenever the zoo have come on his mind, that he is going to lift up the ban concerning the boycott of election. Now, they have already come on his mind, and we all DOS members are staffed by him, and we call all Biafrans all over the world, especially those in Biafra land, to stand by him. Our leader never disappointed us, and we will not disappoint him. We're using this opportunity, even those that are still sleeping and those that are not sleeping. Tomorrow we want all this message to go around all Biafra land. What we are saying this evening, that our people will know on the 16th, as we are lifted the ban of boycotting the election, we are free to go to your normal business. For those who want to vote, it's up to you to decide what you want. Mazimefo, I don't want to take our time, but I want to thank our people in Biafra land, those volunteers that are working time to support what we are doing. I pray may Chukwu Kabiama guide them, even those the immediate team, the referendum group, that are working tirelessly to support what we are doing. All the national coordinators, zonal coordinators, unit coordinators, we want this message to spread Biafra land. HOD, I'm standby. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go back to the head of directorate.
Yes, thank you, Mazi Nnamdi, and thank you, Mazi Obiku. From there, let me go still down to, let me remain in the southern part of Africa and go to Zimbabwe. If Mr. Mazi Egwim can hear me, Mazi Joseph Egwim, please come on air briefly and speak to our people. Thank you.
Good evening, Directorate. Deputy Mazi Chemafo, I greet you. Fellow Biafrans, home and abroad, I greet you all. Friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom all over the world, I greet you all. My name is Mr. Egwim Joseph Chukwujeku. I hail from Tueke in Idato South, local government of Biafra land. Like most of my HOD members have said, our fellow brothers, mostly in Biafra land, the boycott of election has been lifted. Like we all know, that our leader, Mazi Nnamdi kanu, has interest of Biafrans in general at heart. He will never let us down. He has said it right from time that whenever they meet our demand, we are going to call off the boycott of the election. And now, the Nigerian institution has done that. They have agreed on our terms and conditions, and we are calling off the boycott. I urge our brothers, mostly in Biafra land, to understand that for you to achieve your aim and objective in freedom and independence like this, we need to obey our leader. I urge fellow Biafrans back home who have worked in many ways to make sure the boycott went, to withdraw back and obey our leaders. On the 16th day of election, if you want to go and vote, you go and vote whomever you choose. For our leader has got a great bargain on our behalf. In order not to waste much of our time, I want to thank mostly Biafrans back home who have made up their minds to obey and follow the instructions of our leader, to continue to obey and follow the instruction of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the only one God has sent to lead Biafra to the promised land. Let us remain focused. Our destination is Biafra, and Biafra we will get. Thank you. I'm standing by for the moment. Thank you, Uchemafo, and thank you, Mazi Nnamdi. I'm standing by for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi, and thank you.
Right.
Mazi Omeji, to please, if you can hear me, to briefly come on air and make a statement, very briefly. And I think I hand you over the mic, Mazi Nnamdi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure, I can hear you. Good evening from here.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, Mazi Chemofo. As is Mazi Nnamdi, Richard Chinedu.
Good evening from here.
I hear from Ibawaka in the South local government of Enugu province of Biafra land. And I serve indigenous peoples of Biafra in a capacity as West Africa regional representative under the supreme leadership of Leader Mazi Nnamdi. Great Biafrans, I want to appreciate you, who has given us this day. I thank our leader, Leader Nnamdi, for the good news he has brought to us this evening. Great Biafrans, all we have is to follow the instruction of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, because he knows it best. I thank our people in Biafra land who are going from one rally to another, spreading the good news of the boycott of election. As our leader has made it clear to us this evening that the boycott of election is up now. So I pray to Chukwu Kabema that every Biafran in Biafra land and IPB general will understand this instruction. According to our brother Mazi Obidobienu, who always say, yes, I'm encouraging our brothers in Biafra land that he who has the opportunity to go and vote will go and vote, because our leader has given us a very good example that any day they come to fulfill the agreement they have made, that election will stand. So, as he has declared to us this evening, that the boycott of the election is up, that everybody has the right to go and vote. So, Biafrans, I must thank Chukwu Kalima this evening that our leader has brought us good news. And that good news is for the favor of our destination is Biafra land, to restore the territory, our heritage of motherland. And that we shall achieve in the name of Chukwu Kabiyama. Mazi Uchemofo, I have nothing to say more again because they have said it all. I just want to thank you, Mazi Uchemofo, our head of directorate, Mazi Kedozim, and everyone who are working as for the restoration of the seventh state of Kabiyama. Elohim, bless each and every one of who are working there and night to make sure that the fight is stopped. Thank you, my deputy leader and our head of Directorate of State. I am standing by. I still remain Mazi Nnamdi, calling from Benin Republic, Parako, precisely. Thank you and remain blessed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi. I think one more person here, but you have to be very brief. The last person to speak, Mazi Nnamdi John, the regional rep, Central Africa. Very brief, please, Mazi Nnamdi John. If you can hear me, take the mic.
Yeah, good evening, dear friends. I'm so happy this night.
Thank you very much.
Mazi Nnamdi John, we cannot hear you. Are you there?
Right. Appears he's maybe his connection or line is not very effective. We may have to go to another person. Otherwise, we have to proceed to ending this program.
Yes, Mazi, before I agree with you. And of course, Mazi Sheme was supposed to be the last to speak, but unfortunately, everyone, his internet connectivity is giving some issues. All of us have spoken. We have heard the message. We have passed the message to Biafrans. And of course, we give honor and glory to Ezechukwu Kabiama, for he is in charge. He is in control of this very onerous task of the restoration of his kingdom on earth. All our activities continue as before. What we have just done is to simply lift the ban or the boycott of the election. That is just what we have done. IPOB activities continue as before, and of course, those Biafrans in Biafra land you guys are marvelous. You guys are just marvelous, and I want to, of course, commend all of you. I want to thank all of you. I want to ask Chukwu Kabiama to continue to give all of you the strength that he has given all of us, of our volunteers, that in the face of danger, your commitment, your conviction, and your belief in the trueness of our cause has made it. In fact, it has made it the enemy to, of course, retreat and then giving to the demands of the Biafran people. And as our leader have said, as we have said here, information will be made available as time goes on. As we go ahead, more details will be made available to our people. And from here, Ben, Switzerland specifically, I want to ask the merciful Chukwu Abiyama to continue to guide our leader, to continue to be with him, to preserve him, to strengthen him, to give him more wisdom, that he will lead us into Biafra. Because the end of all our struggle is a restored, sovereign, and independent Biafra. And to you, Mazi Nnamdi, may Chukwu Abiyama be your help and your strength. And from me, from here, I want to say good evening, good night, and goodbye to all Biafrans. Thank you, Mazi Nnamdi. Over to you.
Thank you very much. The head of Directorate of State, Mazi Chike, and a cross-section of eminent, hardcore, dedicated, indefatigable members of Directorate of State from different continents of the world, of course, who have indeed addressed Biafrans following the very important announcement by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the boycott of the election of the zoo, presidential election of the zoo called Nigeria has been called off following the meeting of the demand of the indigenous people of Biafra. And that does not mean that that is the end of what we are doing. It is in fact the continuation. It is in fact the starting and consolidation of what we have been doing before. By implication, the 16th of February sit at home is no longer an official position that IPOB is going to be holding, or for IPOB family members, individual IPOB family members, and other Biafrans are, of course, at liberty to make a choice as to what they want to do on that day. While we continue to, of course, do the work that we have come to do, to continue to propagate the gospel of restoration of Biafra, until total freedom, total liberation is achieved. What else can I say? We thank you, eminent Biafrans, for having listened. We thank the Most High God for having made it possible for us to have convened this evening. We continue to ask Him to continue to renew us, continue to revive us, and more importantly, may He give us every enablement to restore Biafra. From me, from here, this is sincerity for at this particular point in time on this evening of the 14th of February 2019. Signing off from here. Good night and God bless.
Igbo kaiteta no n'ụra ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Igbo tetakwa no n'ụra o ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Igbo kaiteta no n'ụra ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Ụmụ Igbo teta no n'ụra o ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Igbo bụ ọkụkọ na-ebu maka ọkụkọ dịja mgbu meji ọnụ. Igbo ebulu ọkụkọ na mana ebe ebulu nkumoda. Igbo bụ ọkụkọ na-ebu maka ọkụkọ dịja mgbu meji ọnụ. Igbo ebulu ọkụkọ na mana ebe ebulu nkumoda. Yes sir. Ọchịchị onye ekwu uche ya unu mana ọ na-atụ m egwu maka na onye kwu ya bụ uche ya n'elu ụwa chụwa ya kebu. Asị na egbe bụ nwanne ma na egbe na-egbu n'egbe. Ọkwa ife egbe ji egbu egbe bụ maka na egbe na-egbu nwa ọkụkọ. Igbe bụ ọkụkọ na-ebu maka ọkụkọ dịja mgbu meji ọnụ. Egbe buru ọkụkọ na mana ebe buru nkumoda. Ihe ayo ọkwanya ife na-ese Kinji Gun of Africa mana ebe buru onye nwekwu n'isochi onye amụma na-ekwe mana ebe buru nkumoda. Mana ebe buru nkumoda. Nofi banta ofurunchi ofurene. Owole febu mwenwe na menu obi bolo ya samole. Uno mana dinte dosi bebe ya. Ha dinta pali bebe ya o. Amagi bebe gata kasi wesi nofia. When nara no dinte we ya. Wele to deni dinta ya polo kati lele so nye mwanya. Umu Igbo akọwije. Yes. Ya polo na the hunter has become the hunted. Une kwela nwere iwe so Igbo maka agara m akwụkwọ abalị. Nkwa. Igbo teta no n'ụra o ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Ụmụ Igbo teta no n'ụra o ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Igbo teta no n'ụra ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Ụmụ Igbo teta no n'ụra o ebe adịghị ebuli nkume. Ebe ọkụkọ na-ebu maka ọkụkọ dịcha mkpu omechiọnụ. Ebe buru ọkụkọ naba mana ebe buru nkumoda. Mana ebe buru nkumoda. Oi! Oi! Ebe buru nkumoda. Ọjọlọjọlọ mbombo. no no lao. Everybody pulling kume. Ome poteta no no lao. Everybody pulling kume. Okaiteta no no lao. Everybody pulling kume. Ome okaiteta no no lao. Everybody pulling kume. Okaiteta no no lao. Everybody pulling.
Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra.
There is only one indigenous broadcaster truly and genuinely championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. This is Radio Biafra, RBL, the first, the best, and the last.